Today, in honor of 1 p.m., I have chosen to read to you my favorite haiku. Haikus are easy, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator. For information on 1 p.m., please look at the link down in the doobly. Hello bookworms and welcome to Noise in a Book. Today I'm going to be talking about Shakespeare's The Tempest. The reason I decided to read this is I've been trying to work a lot on dialogue in my writing, and Shakespeare is one of the masters of dialogue. Really showing character growth and scenery and everything that's going on around these characters and their ulterior motives, and very good at subtext under text. And Prospero is our protagonist. He was the Duke of Milan, and his brother chased him out, and they got shipwrecked on an island, on this magical island where all of these magical creatures live, and he becomes a wizard. It says Shakespeare Complete Works on the side, but it's actually not. This book is 90 years old, so I want to try and read through all of it, and then just read the other two plays on my own at some other time. Then I'm probably going to put it away and find a nice, safe living spot for it, because it's very old. But I love reading old books, and I love reading pretty books. I can't take them with me places to read them. I have to read them here at my home. And I love his signature on the front cover in the gold. Oh, it's so pretty. I've always felt that The Tempest is one of Shakespeare's in-between plays. It's not really a tragedy. I think it ends pretty happy, but because of where this play starts off in Prospero's past, it's a little bit of a tragedy because he's dealing with the fact that his brother betrayed him, and just everything horrible happened to that guy, and I feel bad. The pacing of this play moves very quickly. There are so many subplots, and each subplot really kept my attention. Shakespeare plays usually take me a very long time to read, but this one was over very quickly, and I found myself going, oh, well, was that the end of the act? Was that the end of the scene? I was very interested in each of its subplots. Prospero, as our protagonist, is a very strong protagonist, protagonist who develops and changes and takes in the world around him. Miranda's love story going on underneath that. And there's the king, the prince, and Prospero's brother, who are running around the island chasing one of Prospero's ferry slaves, keeping them occupied until Prospero needs them. Also the drunk sailors and Caliban the monster, which is a really I think it's supposed to be kind of funny. I don't find hitting people that funny. I'm sure if I were watching it visually, it'd be a lot funnier. He hits him, it's so just jolting to be in. Each character also has their own unique journeys. I feel like everybody is very engaged in this story. There are no characters that you're kind of like, I really like you, but you're not necessarily needed. The theme of kindness and intelligence being the greatest human attributes. Not necessarily that they are unique to humans. Prospero talks about, and Caliban talks about, how books are his power, and his power comes from this collection of books he has, and when he was the Duke of Milan, he loved reading. And you very much watch Prospero kind of take this journey into kindness. When the play starts, there's a lot of anger, and what's interesting about it is it's very justifiable anger. It's anger that comes from a place that is very easy to understand where it's coming from, and to not fault Prospero for it at all. Kindness is also a big repeating idea in the Caliban and the drunk sailors plot line. Tempest gets its title from the tempest that is the inciting incident at the beginning of this play, the tempest, the storm that Prospero creates to wreck the ship, the metaphorical storm that Prospero also creates on this island by having Ariel off distracting these people, and by pretending that he is not okay with Miranda's choice in boyfriend. There's a lot of Shakespeare in Prospero. He is this director and this playwright, and he is gathering his characters together and manipulating them, and he needs them to do, and the story he needs them to see and portray, and the story within the play, the story that he needs these characters to experience in order to get what he wants. I'm very fortunate. I have seen both recordings and live productions of The Tempest. It's a very popular play for, I think, very good reason. But I've never seen Prospero be kind of as sprightly and manipulative as Ariel is as a character, let's say. I read it, I very much see Prospero like starting off, again, very angry and upset and emotional, but throughout the course of the play, like finding this fun. Him and Ariel become these little duo sneaking around the island, doing everything, and I would really kind of like to see someone take Prospero on that journey. A little more kooky. No spoilers, you're safe. if you haven't, don't worry. But anyone who has read The Tempest, like, comment on it in the comments. I feel like it's not going to end well on the way home. Everything is great right now, but like at some point on the way home, things are not going to be okay. If you've read it, like, let me know what you think. Do you think everything ends up okay and happily ever after? Because maybe I'm just cynical. I decided to give this play 4 out of 5 stars. It doesn't quite get me emotionally as other plays that I've read and seen do. I never cry during The Tempest. I never really have that kind of emotional reaction, but that's really the only reason I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Catalog it. Put it on your to-be-read list. Catalog it. You like fairy tales, Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland. This is very much an adult fairy tale. Also, if you have read Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare and you liked it, I feel this is very similar. A little bit less crazy love story. Thanks so much for reading and have a great day. Question for you guys. One of the reasons I really like The Tempest is because it really fluctuates between highs and lows, between positive and negative reader emotional responses. That's why I like reading. I like it when a story takes me through the roller coaster. I'm not a big, like, let's drive around in circles person, but I know there are people that, like, that's their favorite ride at the carnival. Do you like it when books have this kind of all over the map emotional response, and one minute you're laughing and the next minute you're crying and then you're crying while you're laughing? Because those are my favorite. I've always wondered, is there anyone out there that likes it when a book is very much one, not necessarily one emotion, I'm not saying one note. I rarely meet someone who likes a flat book, a book that only exhibits one emotion. Do you like books that have more of a positive emotional reader response or an overall negative emotional reader response? Or do you like having that roller coaster is more what I meant. I have read books and seen shows that have a very, this is all negative or this is all just feel good. They can still be all over the place and they can still take you on a little bit of a roller coaster within that framework. Anyway, I don't know. What do you guys think? Talk to me in the comments. So I wanted to let you guys know I'm gonna try and do this new thing down in the doobly because I am so excited that Reading Rainbow is coming back and then that whole thing got funded. LeVar Burton being happy just makes me happy. I was trying to figure out a way that I could do something on BookTube because BookTube seems the appropriate place to do something like that for this. In the spirit of Reading Rainbow and because he always ended every story with, but you don't have to take my word for it, I'm gonna try and start doing something new down in the doobly, and I'm hoping that you guys can help me out with this because I'm really bad at searching for things. I'm gonna do my best to try and find other reviews of the same thing that I just reviewed. So if you like my review and you're kind of thinking about looking at it, you can head down into the doobly, see what other people had to say about it. I'm gonna try and find it on Book Depository. If I can't, it'll probably be Amazon or Barnes & Noble, but I would also highly recommend looking for anything you want to buy at your local library or your local used bookstore, or find out if your library does a big book sale, because that's where I get a lot of my books. He works for him. I always picture Ariel as a girl because of Little Mermaid, but it's a dude.